Hello, welcome. Today is 12th of March 2024, and we have a solar and lunar eclipse. I'm going to start with the lunar eclipse, and we're just going to go through what it kind of signifies for the world, and also how it's going to affect every ascendant. It's going to be very, very brief look at what is going to occur. Now, I want you to know that lunar and solar eclipses, they're really nothing to worry about. They just basically give you that extra push and energy to go ahead and achieve what you want to achieve. And always good to go into any situation with really strong intentions in place, so you can actually get things in, put energy behind your words, so you can actually put more, manifest much with ease, if you like. Anyway, I hope you're all well, doing well. Well, as you know, I am in soggy or UK at the moment. So yeah, it's been raining. Anyway, okay. So actually, when I look at this, I think I had to, I was messing around with this. So the timing might not be quite, I think it's 7 a.m. in the morning that this occurs, roughly about 8 minutes past 7 in the morning. So I'm just going to change the time. Just go back an hour, maybe. That's it. So yes, so that makes the yeah. Okay. So as you can see, the basically we're having this lunar eclipse occurring on the 25th of March, and within that there is also Mercury, which is actually in debility sign, not debility degree. So it's actually coming out of that. And basically what you can see is Moon and K2, South Node of the Moon, they're both in Virgo. So Virgo is the sign of health and healing, intelligence, being of service, any service jobs, anything like that. Because it's a six, when you do work really, really hard, and you're a healer, social services, work for the government, etc. Sixth house is actually indicative of those practices. It's also a medical field to some degree as well, and anything that you are being of service to others, really. So Moon and Ketu in Hasta Nakshatra in Virgo, and Hasta is very much to do with putting putting effort into things, using your hands. It's a practical sign, practical portion of Virgo. Sun and Rahu, North Node, and Mercury are all in Pisces. So because this is affecting the ascendant at this point is Aries, and Sun and Mercury and Rahu are actually in the 12th house. So we know it's all to do with completing a cycle and beginning a new one. So, and we will see that more in the solar eclipse occurring 2 weeks after this. So we on the 8th of April. So basically, Moon and K2 are all in the. They're both in the sixth house. Sixth house is where we actually do our healing, how we manage ourselves, how we look after ourselves, daily routine. Our cousins, uncles, aunts, and how we deal with any obstacles in our life, how we can actually compartmentalize our life in order to manage it better. So, for example, not taking our work to home and offloading on our family, or vice versa, offloading our problems at work. So that kind of thing. It's a very compartmentalized, practical side of all of us, really. So this is really going to be the focus. How do I deal with my health? How do I take, rather than leaving that to other people, it's very much about like how I can deal with, have my mind, because Moon is there, look after my mind, so I can look after my health, healing, be of service to my mum, manage my home, the home affairs. How do I eat? What's my nutrition like? How do I exercise in order to be competitive, or do I do exercise in order to be good for my body? All those kind of things really come to focus at this point. And at this point also, Sun, which is the ruler of the sixth house in this sign, in this, for Aries, Sun being in the 12th house is not great position because it's like a luminary, like the greatest point of light really for us. So when it's in the 12th house, it's all hidden. And so it could be that there are things that are just we are not wanting to face at this point. It's all kind of is surfacing now, things that we don't want to deal with, and we want to just be able to just get rid of all the illusions and really be the one who actually deals with these issues. And because Mercury, although it's in debilitation sign, it's also aspecting its own sign, Virgo. And we know in Vedic astrology, anytime a planet is aspecting own sign is protecting it. So we know that everything will be fine. We just really need to stop offloading the health issues and the problems that we have on others and think that they are, I'm in debt, but it's your problem. I'm not saving money. It's because of you. I'm not dealing with the repairs in my home, my car, and my car is broken down finally. It's, so it's really taking ownership of what we do without even thinking about it. So, and also because everything right now is, the world seems to be like a little bit lopsided at the moment. Well, it has been for the last 4 years, to me, in that everything it's been, I realize, like we've been living in an illusionary world in the sense that we're coming to the end of Kali Yoga, and Kali Yoga is all about illusion. It's like somebody, like we give, for example, like the government like to think that they give us the illusion that they are really powerful, but really the power comes from us. So when we switch off from them, we realize actually they have no power over us. We are the ones that are powerful. After all, we are the people. Without people, there is no government. So we put them in place so we can take them out of that place. So it's kind of the illusion is coming along. It's the illusion of realizing, maybe actually the whole Hollywood thing is an illusion. We all kind of start to realize that, and the bubble is being burst as a result. And we see that Mother Earth is also purging. And so it's kind of, there is an intensity in the air as well, and we all feel it. We feel as though we are, the person that we are now is not the person we were last year. It's not the person we were the year before or 5 years ago. We are, all of us are transforming. We all know there is something wrong in the world, but we can't really put our finger on it. The ones who know, they're waiting for us to kind of like shake this illusion off. But I think by 2025, the illusion will be completely off. And the eclipses that are occurring this year are very much in support of that. Because what's happening, obviously, Jupiter is the ruler of the 12th house. It's in the first house. So it's like I'm a sovereign. Aries is very much about sovereignty. I make my own decisions. I am a critical thinker. I am a pioneer. I'm brave. I can take action. I put energy into myself. I create my own reality. And it's also Jupiter being the spiritual side of us, like we form our own opinions, our own viewpoints, our own belief system. We look around, but the critical thinking will be down to me. So that's very much the focus of that. So 12th house ruler, 9th house ruler in the first house, creating a beautiful Raja Yoga at this point. Also, the kind of the landlord for Moon and Ketu in Virgo, Mercury, is in the 12th house. So again, there is part of us that wants to conclude, put an end to the old ways of being, because Rahu is there, is telling us that we have to complete things in order to renew things. So again, Mercury is in the 12th house. It's showing us that by switching off from the busy world of Mercury, busy world of like technology and media, press, social media, just giving ourselves some space to think, to be creative. And obviously Pisces 12th house of natural zodiac is our hidden talents, the creative side of us that has not been able to express itself. And now it's ready to have the rest in order to be able to function and do the right thing and bring about a new you that actually is helped with the transformational side of you. So basically, at this point, I just think that most people are really thinking, I don't want to have. I guess we're realizing, in a sense, that material things do not serve us in any form, any way. Because the more you have material stuff, the more you want more. I mean, you just see all these people who, for example, we had like Jacob, one of the elites just recently passed away. I don't want to mention his surname, but he had unbelievable wealth, absolutely unbelievable wealth. I mean, there's no way no matter how many lifetimes you live, you can't spend that money. But even if he was to keep, say, for example, if you had 600 trillion, if he was to give 500 trillion to the people, that 100 trillion will still, him and his family will have a hard time spending it. Even if it was the other way around, it was spending 100 trillion on the planet, on the people, it will sort out all the drought issue in Africa, the famine, disease, etc. But they just choose not to. And what they do, they reflect that onto us. You are responsible for this. You are responsible for this. We can carry on in our jets and we can travel wherever we want to, our multiple jets and our multiple cars and everything. But you are the ones who are polluting. So it's interesting times, because I think the illusion is coming off, and people, as the veil is coming off, they realize maybe we've been programmed a little bit to think that, because they own all the top 500 companies. So they push their products, whether it's Netflix or Pepsi Cola or whatever it is. And we live in a world that they've created for us. We get educated by their system. We work in their companies. We read their newspapers and books, etc. We travel through the companies they have. We use the social media that they put into place. So basically, we are literally, it's difficult to be a critical thinker, because everything is designed to keep us on, become, from the moment we're born, we're basically told, worked on. So we become really good taxpayers, hard workers for them, because they have no intentions of making things easier for us. So it's like, but they show us all the time what you don't have. You don't have what Kim Kardashian has. You don't have what Angelina Jolie has. You don't have what whoever has, So you have to work harder. And whatever you worked hard and bought, it's already out of fashion. Oh dear. So this is like a cycle that we've been going through. But what we are doing as humanity now, we're purging now with our planet. Our planet is ascending, and we are ascending. We're having to ascend with it, which is difficult. But what it's doing is making us see through the veil, or taking off the veil to have a look. So we're realizing that actually I can create my own reality. So I choose not to be fear-based like they like me to be. I like to be fully in control of myself and my destiny. So I know I can create. I'm a creator. We create. That's what humanity does. We are great creators, and we can create our own world. So the more you switch off from that, and that's some of the things that I've been very, very fortunate to come across many people of late, last particularly 4 years, 5 years, that are like that. So I do support my local independent farmers. I grow my own vegetables and fruits, and it's funny because in some countries they actually have said that it's illegal to do that. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So anyway, so it's end of illusion, and we're realizing together we can actually create. And this lunar eclipse is very much about being sovereign. I can, I'm a spiritual being. I'm not just a physical being. I've realized all material things, have not served me. So I'm actually creating my own thing. So this shows also Sun being in the 12th house is that a lot of people are exiting, um, especially like you can see more and more of the royalty, CEOs, the governors, senators, MPs, they're all retiring, they're leaving. And whether it's they're leaving the job or leaving the planet, whatever is happening, there's a massive purge. Rahu is expanding that. So it's a lot of things, a lot of people that they are not really compatible with the new shift, with the golden age and the Aquarius era. They are actually stepping aside because people have switched off. And more of us are waking each other up. So it's a beautiful time for us. And we actually, Mercury being in the 12th house as well, and that shows that people are really not interested in the mainstream anymore. And all the propaganda and all the extreme sort of fear-based stuff. And I think they were going to bring about another one of the stuff that they did in 2020 that was like a health issue. And it just seems as though the more they are pressing on, that doesn't look as though people are not giving it any energy. And anytime we don't give give our collective energy to something, it doesn't happen. So that's what we have to do. We have to collectively put our energies together, create a better world, a fairer one. And I would say it'd be really good that the government is cut down to only 10%, and we count them. Anybody who is in office has got to be accountable to us. So they just like on annual basis, we look at what they've promised and what they're delivering and how much they have got. So everything is very transparent. So they don't go into office in a job that pays them, say, 200,000 and they come out with 38 million. How does that work? That's just, I am pretty good at math and that just doesn't sound right to me. So enough about that. Go on and on and on, because it really is, it's intense time, but it's like I just think it just means that for me, this is the very, very beginning of the old ancient ways of healing coming in. For me, it indicates Ketu being with Rahu in Virgo is like we are going back to the old-fashioned ways of healing ourselves. We're going to be using naturopaths. We're going to use homeopaths, Chinese medicine, Ayurveda, acupuncture, acupressure, old methods of healing. And actually just knowing we are able with our hands, particularly the palms, are full of energy. If you were to just put like a couple of drops of peppermint oil, if you can, it's good, the essential oils are organic, and actually pop them, say if you got a bad knee, put a couple of drops on your knee, hold your hands there and just say, I'm healing myself. And you'll be amazed how after 5 minutes, you can actually really relieve the pain, inflammation will come down. So I really feel this is very much to do with self-healing, putting your mind into healing yourself. And Mercury is blessing that too. Rahu is with Mercury being the 3rd and 6th house ruler, being able to just be learning new ways and be implementing. These are not new, really. These are ancient ways, but actually we are coming back to it because we are realizing that there's a reason why we are put on drugs, because people earn money from it. Doctors and whoever implements them, they earn money from it. So, and then that can lead to a side effect, and that also then brings more money for them. So why not try and reduce that? We keep the money within our community. We heal ourselves with good diet, good nutrition, organic foods. We grow our own, and actually look at everything that is around us. Somebody also told me that when you're growing your seeds, if you put it on in your mouth, on your saliva, and plant it, then that plant will grow in sync with your bodily needs. I mean, how amazing is our planet? How amazing is nature? And we are so detached from it. And also, working on our chakras, for example, I am going to put a short video into this. Please watch that because it's so it really does make you realize there are two actually. One of them is about 21 days of you telling yourself 2 or 3 times a day, because when you say I am something, you are saying that to you put your energy into your words. It's going into the quantum reality, and that reality becomes you. So whenever you're using anything to do with yourself, you try to use an empowering word. You never degrade yourself. You never bring yourself down. You never talk about yourself as though you're not important. So everything you say, like for example, I am aware, I am kind, I am able, I am of service. Whatever you feel you are, you just say it with, real might, because you are. To be here at this moment and putting up with everything that's going on, you are brave, you are chosen. And say that to yourself several times. So if I would say like an exercise of 3 things that, tell yourself you are beautiful, tell yourself you are of love, tell yourself that you're creating a beautiful future for yourself every day. And just say that to yourself several times, and do that for 21 days, and just see how your reality changes. Because the more you put yourself down, the more you actually bring in that energy to yourself. So why not do completely the opposite? Do the good things for yourself. Anyway, sorry, I'm ranting again. So let's do all the I was just one more thing. Also, I heard that, we've been told for years and years that the humble dandelion that grows in our garden is just a weed. Is it a weed, or is it like a super medication for heart disease, for good blood flow, blood pressure? Is it really just that? And I also heard that whatever grows in your garden is what you need. So really kind of study those things. Is remarkable. There is so much about our world and our abilities that we are totally unaware of. Anyway, gorgeous people, let's start on the ascendants. Thank you. Okay, we're going to start with Aries ascendant. Well, for you guys, it's quite something, isn't it? It's happening on your ascendant. Well, it's not happening on your ascendant, it's happening in your 12th house and 6th house. It's really, for you, it's all about healthy emotions, healthy mind. That's really what you're working on. And it's like not making because remember, moon doesn't do well in Mercury signs, because basically what's happening is also you have the 4th house ruler in the 6th house. So it's all about like having healthy boundaries when it comes to emotions, emotionally dealing, when you deal with an issue or a discord or an argument with somebody, really trying to put yourself in that person's shoes and just see how is that affecting them. But basically what it's saying to me, basically is saying that because 6th house has intelligence, and obviously what you have there is moon, which is the 4th house ruler. So you just want to be emotionally detached when you're at work, because K2 is there. K2 will help you with that energy. But also it just means that, being practical about your emotions, and there is a time and place for that. But also having the heart and having the generosity of heart in order to be able to be of service to others, to your mom at work, particularly if you're a teacher to like primary school teacher, kindergarten, like mothers who are pregnant or something like that, or a doctor, just like being really heart-centered in order to really help them during this time. It will be easy because also during this time, because a solar eclipse does not include Mercury, but this does. So it's really all about, communicating using kind, nice words in order to be able to give people who, particularly if they're sick or unwell at work, anything like that, anybody is new starting, just giving them that extra support and love so that they are able to deal with things. So on the other hand, if things are getting a little bit like heavy at work, just know that this too will pass, and things will be fine, because at the end of the day you're completing a cycle. And also, so for you, Mercury rules third and sixth house. So if there are any discords with your siblings, neighbors, or friends, or because Rahu rules your 11th house, this could also be like groups of friends. Just know that things will, if you're working from heart, things will sort themselves out. Also, if you're really being heart-centered and working really of service to others, you would really enjoy that time, and you will just find that you will mentally and emotionally will really help other people progress with love. And moon is where you trust somebody, so people will trust you, and that's a very beautiful place to be, really, when you're actually feeling really particularly if you're working with young children and vulnerable children and vulnerable people. If they trust you and you're being supportive of them and they feel as though they're being heard, it's a wonderful thing to do. So, and for you, obviously, you're completing things, you're looking after your health. Maybe you are, fourth house stuff. So it could be your nutrition, what you're cooking. You're paying more attention to that. You're putting more effort into what you're eating, how your digestive system works. You're really listening to yourself in order to heal those things that have been, pulling you down for some time. So that is what I see for you guys. I'm going to just put my cursor on it, so I think that's probably the easiest way. Now, for Taurus Ascendant. For Taurus Ascendant, this is occurring in their 5th and 11th house axis. So Moon is third house ruler in the 5th house. So it really is a time for being creative, fun, bringing some. It's all about enjoyment, really. Enjoyment, being with your friends, being with your siblings, big groups of friends, networks, and really, really loving that too. So for you, it's also going to be that joy and creativity, being around children, youngsters, doing like hobbies and stuff like that. It will just bring you much love. So for you, what is involved is 7th house, 5th house, 3rd house, 11th house, 4th house stuff, 10th house stuff. So it's all connected. So the more you probably will just find that you'll have that balance between home and work. And because you're being more creative, and maybe you're cooking for your friends, you get stepping out a bit more, taking on new hobbies. Maybe you go out with some of your colleagues or your siblings or friends, and through doing some hobbies, you actually learn, connecting with new people too. So it's a really nice time for you guys. So enjoy it, and for you, it's about lots and lots of creativity and romance. And really enjoying life, and that could be not just, it could be with your those of you who are single, could find some love, because 7th house ruler is in the 5th house. And so you could be, if you're internet dating, or you're telling your friends, or you're being more stepping out a bit more, you actually are more likely to create that environment where you meet new people, and hopefully a new love in your life. And those of you who have children, you will just naturally feel a lot more creative to do more fun stuff with them. So maybe you go out with other mums and kids and really enjoy it, or maybe as a family you go out and do really enjoy being out and about, walking in nature, and just renewing your battery, if you like. So. And then we're going to go to Gemini. For you, Gemini is very much to do with 4th house stuff. So being happy, family, and so your 4th and 10th house are actually we're dealing with that. So for you guys, it will be very much to do with being happy, feeling secure. If you've had health, health issues, you want to look after yourself. If your family, have not had you around very much because you've been working hard, so you're actually doing that. You're ensuring that you're spending time with them, communicating well with them. For you guys, is also dealing with maybe if your mum has been poorly or you yourself have had some emotional things that have just been like a long-term stuff. You really will have this eclipse will give you the very much the uh, energy and vibrancy to want to activate that, because also remember, moon being in the fourth house, it has directional strength. So it's the focus will be very much to deal with things and heal. It's also a practical doing things, the healing that you do, emotional healing that you do, to all things that you do generally to make yourself happy, will be really hands-on. So the more active you are, the better you feel. And now obviously you will have here, you'll have sun. Sun is in the 10th house. It's got directional strength. Moon has got directional strength. So they both are really creating wonderful things for Gemini ascendant. And Mercury is also aspecting the fourth house too. So, you know, that's protecting its own thing. So also you have Rahu, which rules ninth house and the 10th house, creates a wonderful Raja Yoga. Mercury is, you know, first house ruler in the 10th house is a Raja Yoga. So also first house ruler aspect in the fourth house. So it's amazing. So it's create wonderful opportunities for you for happiness, growth at work, growth at home, family, and travel as well, because ninth house is involved with Rahu. But it also could be like your you know, ninth house is also learning and knowledge too. So all of that will be very valuable time for you in order to be able to really have the balance between home and work and make yourself happy, have opportunities to realize that you don't have to sacrifice one for the other. Okay, so I'm going to just quickly go to Cancer. For Cancer, this is occurring for you in the 3rd and 9th house. So these two houses are both to do with travel, both to do with teaching and learning, both of them about kind of being more Jupiterian, Mercurial kind of thing, because it's almost like having Gemini and Sagittarius activated. So yeah, so you could just be that through word of mouth, through speaking your truth, through because also first house ruler is in the 3rd house, so it's quite a creative, expressive time for you. And it's sitting there with 5th house ruler Ketu, so it's very nice. You know, it does you well to be with friends, with children, do creative things, singing, learning some sort of instrument, really connecting with your friends, siblings, etc. Ninth house, in your 9th house, you have 2nd house ruler Sun in the 9th house. That's lovely. And also you have what would be 8th house ruler in the 9th house, and Mercury for you rules 3rd and the 12th house. So, you know, learning languages, traveling abroad, any changes in the circumstances. Maybe if you're studying, there could be a little break in that, or it could be that suddenly, you know, is something transformative happens. If you've been struggling with the subject, all of a sudden, everything, all the information that you need is there, and you're able to really get on with your education. It's also obviously mum and dad are both involved because of the luminaries there, but it's also 9th house of knowledge, opportunity, and just feeling lucky. So enjoy this time. It's really nice, but I can definitely see that, you know, you'll be planning more learning, education, travel, and just feel lucky. And, you know, keep saying to yourself, I am lucky, and manifest your words. Okay, then we have Leo ascendant. For Leo ascendant, this is basically occurring in your 2nd and 8th house. So, you know, because of that, you have it's about family, money, food, and also about changes, transformation, and you know, 8th house stuff is really like really get into doing the research, so you can actually self-help, self-development, evolvement, things like that. And whatever you do with information, because Mercury is there. And Mercury is in what would be in your eighth house. Mercury eighth house is highly intelligent. Any information that you need, you can find it with ease. So here we have so you have the 12th house ruler, Moon, in the second house. So you're spending money on family, spending money, okay, to your fourth house, on your house, on your mum, on your car. These are things that, Moon likes to be in the second house, because second house of natural zodiac that is actually exalted in is Taurus. So it has that feeling behind it. And so this is nice. And then first house ruler has gone in the eighth house. So being prepared for changes, transformation, and letting go of the old skin, like shedding the old skin, the old ways of thinking. And Rahu for you obviously rules seventh house and eighth house. So it just means that you will do, maybe you suddenly, like find love, maybe you change the status of your relationship, or maybe you just want to just do more creative stuff with your partner. And remember, eighth house is also your in-laws. So maybe you want to transform your situation with them. Maybe you want to, put more effort into spending time with your in-laws, etc. And then obviously third and 12th house ruler, Mercury is there. So again, this is second and 11th house ruler, I meant, sorry. So second and 11th, so it's all about money and friends and family, savings, etc. So what's this is doing? This is probably making you think that I'd like to be saving more money. I like to hang out with my friends more, all that kind of stuff. How am I going to create a situation if I feel as though maybe I haven't been very friendly recently, maybe I can go and join some groups, meetup groups and stuff. So I could play volleyball or football or something, and just really connect with people. Changing your situation. Change is really on the cards for you there, and enjoy it. And just going to quickly go to Virgo. For Virgo, we have, obviously this is happening, 11th house ruler in the first house with the third house ruler in Virgo. So this is really all about networks, groups, community, elder sibling gains, accolades, achievements, and desires, to fulfill your desires and wants. Why not? And just expressing what you want. That would be an amazing place to start. You also have 12th house ruler in your 7th house, and also 6th house ruler, and Mercury, which is 1st and 10th house. So at work, things could come to an end. If you've been you might work abroad, you might also work behind the scenes. Some things will change. So maybe if you are doing those, you're becoming more out into open. You want to be really connecting with people more and more, because Mercury is in the 7th house. Mercury is a friendly planet. So at work, you want to be more in contact with others. And so it could just be also that you're meeting more friends through work. You meet a partner through work. But you're definitely working hard, because, 6th house ruler, Rahu is there. So it's creating lots of, you want to be of service to others. Be careful also with this, that you don't overwork yourself, or because you're tired, you don't get kind of cranky with other people. So just do everything, intelligently, knowing that, why would I work so hard? I work well and smart, and I achieve what I'm supposed to. But, you don't have to overachieve every day. Just listen to your heart, which is Moon. Moon is your heart. Be heart-centered during this time as well. Be good to yourself. But generally speaking, yeah, you're really thinking, I want to connect with other people through, whether it's work or also just through my groups, etc., or even through work. You could meet people that could be quite influential and help you with your work, with your status, or even meet somebody romantically through work or your groups of friends. Okay. Okay, so for Libra ascendant, have a look. I don't want to keep changing the ascendant, because what happens when I do that, obviously what happens is it sometimes changes the time, and this, just messes up. Anyway, for you guys, this is happening for you in your 12th house. So it's letting go, as letting go, and just literally easing your mind, resting your mind. It's a very spiritual time for you as well, because also K2 is in the 12th house, and K2 is the planet that signifies spirituality, letting go, and not being attached to certain things. So also indicates that it's good to be not attached to very thoughts, emotions that don't serve you. They probably exhaust you in the process, but actually you don't achieve what you're planning to achieve. So time to rest the mind, and just going with the flow of accepting that certain things need to get let go. It's sometimes nice to do, just be detached, be putting closure onto things, just complete things and let them go with love. It's also 10th house ruler moon in your 12th house, which really indicates that you have a job could come to an end, natural end, and it could be that you're working remotely. Something about work could be taking you abroad, where you'll be just like maybe even working remotely. Absolutely could happen too. And also what's happening for you is K2 rules your second house of money, and it goes into the 12th house. So this could very much be the time where you are spending money. Maybe you are investing in something in your work, which is, maybe like you're being practical and spending money so you can actually work from home and save yourself money. It will, at the beginning, will be difficult because it's costings and things, but actually in time it work out well for your job. And so yeah, this is very much like not being too attached to things to do with work, if you like, or status, etc. Hasta and Virgo are just very, very much signs and nakshatras of practicality, compartmentalizing stuff, so you don't overdo the overthinking, etc. of this moon being with K2 in your 12th house. It really is. It's some people could also be coming to a natural end of a job, where it could be like they get redundancy, and redundancy pay too. You also got to watch how much you spend on your family, on your job, etc. Because obviously K2 is not that it's not really that bothered, it's not really that attached to money. So it could also make you overthink things, and you just buy. It could be like an emotional buy. So just really be aware of that too. And so obviously you don't want to get yourself into any issues when it comes to like spending money, etc. as well. And obviously what happens is, because Mercury is aspecting Virgo, it kind of protects your 12th house as well. So you'll have, I mean, I know K2 is a malefic, but you have like Mercury aspecting own sign, and it is it's also the 9th house ruler aspecting the moon, which moon is the 10th house ruler. So it does create a nice yoga there for you. And also there you have fifth house ruler Rahu, and you also have the sun, which is your 11th house ruler. So actually it could be gaining things too, not necessarily just spending. So I just wanted to just say, whatever happens, you are protected because that Mercury is aspecting own sign. Okay, so Scorpio. Oops, did that again. For Scorpio, we have this happening. Moon is the 9th house ruler in the 11th house. And for you guys, this creates 1st house ruler and also the 9th house ruler are both in there. So it is First house ruler is myself, my luck, my opportunities that I create. And with the ninth house ruler, that is again ninth house, this to create not just the Raja Yoga, but also Dana Yoga, quite strong ones. So that's quite nice. And clearly, because Mars is not involved, it just doesn't spoil anything. So everything is pretty good, really, in a sense that you will feel lucky to meet groups of people or create opportunities within your groups, or the group creates opportunities for you to work with others. Moon Ketu, also Ketu being wants to be of service, if you like. It's like and the groups that you're with, they could be very much people who are very charitable in the way that they work. They're very community minded. Moon is quite community minded as well. So it could be that you and some people from your community do things together, or your friends do something for your community. It's a lovely yoga that's been created as well. And these are friends that you have karmic past with, you have something in common with, and you also naturally there's trust element there, because Moon is trust too. These are friends that you feel good being with. Mercury is also aspecting own sign too, which creates that lovely protection of the sign Virgo. Rahu is fifth house ruler. Sorry, fourth house ruler as well. So it's sitting in conjunction with the 11th house ruler. So Rahu on itself creates a Raja Yoga, fourth house ruler in the fifth house of success and feeling quite creative and happy. Sun rules for you what would be your 10th house too. So it does create that. This could be something that people that you meet, friends at work, foreign friends as well, and you're just creating this networks together that are just like that you want to be of benefit and do things in the community. It could actually be some sort of medical thing too, where you are doing maybe, for example, you're going foraging together, or other things. It could even be fun things, because this creative fifth house is where you have lots of fun. And they could also be things that don't cost you a lot of money, because your fifth house is actually Pisces. Pisces is like a creative, no attachment really. Just want to have a good time. Just want to do things for others. So that's quite a nice one. And then we have Sagittarius. For Sagittarius, this is happening in your 10th house. And so you have Moon, which is your 8th house ruler, in the 10th house. So it could just be that you're doing more research. You are just literally tapping into doing things that are just like getting information, because Virgo is very practical. And Ketu for you is your 12th house as well. So what it does, there could be some changes in your work. Some people could be just wanting to actually retire, change job. Maybe you're on or you go on to a secondment as well, where you're doing something different for a while, and you're on projects that are just not what you normally would do. But it's definitely to do with work, and you're probably feeling as though during this time, because Moon, even though it's 8th house ruler, is very supportive of certain jobs which are to do with occults, anything to do with healing, psychotherapy, psychology, Reiki, any form of what would be like kinesiology. All those kind of things can be a focus that as well. So you could also start a job if you have finished a job, or you're simultaneously, whilst you're still at work, do something that's really making you feel happy. To do that an unusual job. It could also be things like homeopathy or Chinese medicine, all that kind of fun stuff, naturopaths, nutrition, again to do with that sign. So these could be elements that you bring into your job. And it's a hands-on one as well, because it's in Hasta Moon. So you want to do something like, as I know people who have during this time started to go foraging for plants, and they're actually creating their own like candles and essential oils. They are doing like bath shower gels, bath, bubble bath, etc., things like that. So those are very much Hasta Virgo things that you could do, interesting stuff. And also because you have Sun obviously rules your ninth house, Rahu rules your third house, and Mercury rules your seventh and 10th house. So it creates lovely Raja Dana yogas where you can also lots of learning in this. So it could also be that you're running workshops to teach these things so they can actually share your information that you have with the others. Or you could start not only just do it, but you could be learning something that is to do with those methods of the jobs in that kind of different to what you've done. You know, like as I said, things that are just a little bit more natural in the way that they are. And then for Capricorn ascendant, and for Capricorn ascendant, this is happening in their ninth house. So seventh house ruler in the ninth house creates a lovely Raja Yoga, that moon. And obviously you have 11th house ruler sitting in the ninth house with the moon. So that also Ketu creates Dana Yoga as well. So that's fantastic. But what's happening is Mercury's there. Mercury rules the sixth house, is aspect in ninth house. So you could be learning something to do with the medical world, service jobs, social services, working in governmental jobs, things like that could be really the focus for that. So third house and ninth house naturally, because this occurring in your ninth house, so it's higher education, travel, belief system, and obviously higher education, anything like that will be in that too. It's wisdom too, and that. So it could just so you want to like literally focus. Like it could literally be that your partner is involved, like in learning, doing you know, like with the education that they are getting, they could be learning a lot of things to do with medical things. It could also be like things such as, for example, midwifery and things like that too, where it brings about like a job maybe in education also, which is you know, primary school or secondary school. I don't really know how they're called in other countries, so that could very much be a focus of learning in order to become a teacher, advisor, be of service to others. Definitely information, because third house is involved and Mercury is in the third house, so it makes Mercury quite strong, and Rahu will create something new too, and all of those things will mean that it's good for how you feel, you know, like because you feel as though the information that you're getting is making you feel lucky, you're learning, you're absorbing a lot of information that you resonate with, because Ketu is there, so it's a past life thing, you know, something that you might have started and you're redoing it now because you resonate with it. This is the right time for you. And then for Aquarius ascendant, so for you guys, this is occurring in your eighth house. So you got sixth house ruler in the eighth house with the 10th house ruler. So you know there's going to be changes in your work, you know, having that eighth house in there, eighth house ruler in there with K2. So basically this is, and also because you have Mars also on the ascendant, so Mars actually rules you too, and this co-owner of Scorpio is involved in this. So basically it's karmically something that you want to change. It could be like so obviously sixth house is service, but it could also be not just necessarily something to do a change at work, but it could also be changing. Sixth house is nutrition, how we manage our day, how we deal with conflicts or obstacles, debts, our relationship to ourselves, if you like, in the sense that how we are with our nutrition, exercise, how competitive we are, stuff like that. So it could be some changes, basically embracing some changes that could happen within your work. You could be doing a lot more researching to do things, and also because what's happening, Sun for you rules your seventh house, Rahu rules your first, co-rules your first house with Saturn, and Mercury, which is obviously rules the fifth house and eighth house, is in this as well. So you could also say that for some people, maybe your children are leaving. There's a change like in your maybe you're working as with children, maybe you're being a teacher, advising, like early years could be something like that. So you're doing something to do with advice, academic education as well is part of fifth house thing. I would definitely say just be very cautious if you're doing any form of speculations or investments during this time, because K2, although you rules your 10th house, it also is very detached from everything. So you don't want to be losing money in any way, shape, or form really during this time. So using it for what really is. It's also obviously because it's 10th house ruler and fifth house ruler in a sense coming together as well, you could be doing much more creative stuff as well, but in a more practical way, because obviously this, it's Hasta is quite practical, using your hands to do things, and just generally speaking, Virgo, where this is occurring in your eighth house, is also a very hands-on kind of thing. So it could just be that you are graphic designing, maybe you are redecorating something in a home. It's really good for people who do like I don't know, just like work with children, so they write in books and things like that, and it just really helps you compartmentalize, be practical about what you're doing to achieve a really good end result. Now, Pisces, for you guys, this is occurring in your seventh house. So fifth house ruler in the seventh house is lovely, and Mercury rules the first house. In the first house has got directional strength. And so for you, it's like seventh house ruler in the first house. So it's nice. And it's actually aspecting the seventh house, protecting it. So fifth house ruler in the seventh house. So it's like love, romance, and creativity. Ninth house ruler K2 is there as well. So you want to be like really connecting with your partner, connecting to your children, being of service to children. Maybe you're a teacher of young children as well, that you're actually wanting to do because sun is there, sun is opposite the moon. So it could just be that you want to really put a lot more creativity and joy into what you do. And for those of you single, it could be that you meet somebody at work, because sixth house rule is aspecting the moon, but it could just be that somebody that you have met in a previous lives come into your life at this point, and it just feels really nice, because obviously moon makes you feel comfortable and at ease, and emotionally attached to the person. We could feel that also if you're married to your partner or your children, you're just really connecting with your children. So yeah, so it could be all those lovely things going on. As I said, if you're working with children, then you could just they just kind of respond to you, and it's a more you can do creative things using their hands, and early learning as well could be something that you teach like toddlers and young children, nice creative times, and being of service to them too. So because obviously you've got like this is happening in your first and seventh house, it also telling you that it's good to have really good, because sun being there, just being very good at looking at your daily routine, managing yourself well, and working hard, but working in a way that emotionally fulfills you, because moon being, with with basically is there, and is facing the sixth house ruler, so it's like fifth and sixth house ruler. So working in a creative, enjoyable, loving way. Anyway, guys, I see you at some point. Enjoy it. Don't be worried about anything to do with uh, eclipses and everything. Life is what really we make. So it's all about what we put out energetically in order to receive. Thank you.